Hello, my name is Victoria and I am a professional watercolor artist. And this video is all about making black. So a few people that have taken my weekly Zoom classes have asked me to make a video that they can reference when they are mixing black. And I thought I'd take it one step further in comparing a tube black to the mixture that we are going to make. So first off, let me show. This is the tube black. I got this in the set of Cotman a long time ago, and I don't really ever use it because I always make my own black. So that is the black I will be using. You may have seen my other video where I did compare Cotman to Winsor Newton Professional, and if you haven't, you can go to my channel and it is there. But we will go ahead and get started just by swatching that for now. So I do have a little bit of that in my palette, and I'm just gonna give a little swatch there. Try and get this to be really dark. And come back up and kind of give a little value scale to that one. So there's nothing particularly wrong with this. It does get dark, but when you're painting, you do like even your blacks to have color in them, and this just kind of looks flat. If I was doing maybe just a painting specifically with black, that would probably be fine to use a tube of black. And sure, it would look cool, and that would be the only thing on there. But when we're doing paintings that have other colors, it is nice to do the mix. So now that we have that swatched, we're just going to move that out of the way to let it dry. And I'm going to bring my palette over. So this section right here, I know my palette looks really, it's a very well-loved palette. This section right here is where I make my black. And I make it with two colors. And those colors are burnt umber and indigo. And I always bring my burnt umber over first. Really digging that up in my palette here. I bring my burnt umber over first because it's the lighter color and I need more of it. So if I'm making a lot of black, I really want my palette to be filled with the brown, because the indigo you do not need a lot of. So really digging this up. And sometimes if I'm really making a lot, I will just take a little squirt of the burnt umber from my tube. So really getting that on. And you can see I've made a lot of black, that it's even starting to kind of pull away from that corner in there. And I really like this little edge. I can kind of get my paint off of my brush pretty easy. Okay, so that is quite a bit of burnt umber in there. But I do want to make a lot, so I'm just going to hit it one more time. So I know I did say that you could squeeze a little burnt umber directly from the tube, but I would not recommend doing that with the indigo. Indigo is such a pigmented color that we do not need a lot of it. So this does look very brown, and that's fine because I'm starting to bring over my indigo. Now the trick for this is if it looks sepia like, you know, an Old West photograph. I'd consider this sepia. That's too much brown. But that's fine because I've only just started to bring over my indigo. And if it ever looks too green, that is too much indigo. So we're getting there. And I am totally fine with this taking a few tries to get the color right, a few goes with the indigo, because I'm building that on up. So it's still not where I want it yet. So I'm just bringing over more and more indigo. Really getting the water off my brush, but it's getting there. And you can make quite a lot of this and have it for a while. So we're almost there. It's just starting to get dark. There we go. Maybe one more hit of indigo. And we'll see, maybe that's too much indigo. Maybe I need to bring more burnt umber back into it. Just getting that excess off my brush. But that actually looks good. And now I'm going to move that off to the side. And I'm going to swatch it. And look at how nice and dark that comes out. That is just, this is really concentrated here. There's just a lot on my brush right now. So let's get another. It's just a really concentrated splotch right there. And I'm just going to get the water off my brush and try and, there we go. Make a little value scale. But yeah, I prefer this mixture here because this looks more natural. It doesn't look flat like this black does. And in making shadows, you're going to really like to have more color in it. And we've used two colors to make this, the burnt umber and the indigo. And again, I used Winsor Newton Professional watercolor paints to do this, but we can make this really, really, really opaque. And I know that it is still wet and it does dry about 10% lighter, just as a rule of thumb. But let's come back over here and just kind of help this guy out. But yeah, I much prefer this. I think it looks nicer. Look at how deep we can get with this mixture. So yeah, I'm going to show it in my palette one more time. This is what you are looking for. This is the color that you will find in your palette. It's a nice dark color, and it doesn't stop here with the black. You can mix other colors into this. Like I really like doing a red black, just a little bit of alizarin crimson. It just darkens that up. I'm just going to swatch it on the back here. Look at that. That's quite a nice color. And I'll do a swatch of just regular alizarin crimson. So yeah, really good way to darken up your colors, but you're still adding other colors when you make it darker, and the other colors you're adding are the burnt umber and the indigo. So that was the little crash course on how to make the black, and just the differences between a tube of black paint and the mixture. And especially if you're doing a shadow, like I said, this lovely, you can see a little blue tint sometimes when it gets a little bit lighter, and that works really well for shadows. So give it a try. It does take practice just like anything else. And yeah, I hope you found this helpful. Thank you for watching.